This video focuses on recurring transactions in QuickBooks Online. I am in my client's QuickBooks Online file from QuickBooks Online Accountant. And if you're used to memorized transactions in QuickBooks Desktop, we just call it recurring transactions over here in QuickBooks Online. You click the gear icon, go to Lists, Recurring Transactions, and you'll see that I have several different transaction types that I've set to recur at different intervals. Let's click into this invoice, for example. We'll edit it right now, just so you can see what the template looks like. You just name the template, you schedule it, or you could set up a reminder. So when you log in on the home page, you'll see you have some reminders. The customer, their email, and what's different, what I love about QBO, when the recurring invoice is created by QuickBooks Online after I set up the template, and it's done every week on a Tuesday, and there's no end date, though you could choose an end date by or after, QBO will automatically send the email to the customer. And I can include any unbilled time, material, or expense that I have tagged to this customer on those forms in QBO, and this invoice will pick those up and send it to the customer on this particular invoice, along with the items that I have chosen to sell with this recurring invoice. And if you have QuickBooks Payments turned on, in the online invoicing, when your customer receives the invoice, they'll be able to pay online using their credit card or banking and routing number, ACH. And it completely circumvents, undeposited funds in that case. And of course, invoice is not the only transaction type that you can set to recur. Almost all of them you can. And you can just come into the list and click New, and you'll see I can do a bill, a non-posting charge, a check. This would be a delayed charge or delayed credit, which are non-posting sales transactions that eventually go to an invoice or a credit memo in this case, an estimate, deposit, journal entry even. All of these can be set to recur. Pretty much every transaction except for, payroll. You can also, if I go to say an expense, say it was a credit card expense that happens all the time. We'll just pick one that I've done before. You'll see a make recurring at the bottom of the transaction, which will then bring you into a template, just like I was at, except this is for an expense. And then I can go ahead and schedule that and save the template. You can set days in advance for QBO to enter the transaction as well. Now, what about managing the recurring transactions other than this list here, where you can edit or use or delete? There's a great report too. It's an accountant report. When you click on reports there, and if you scroll down, you will see recent automatic transactions. Now, these would be transactions that were set to recur, or if there are invoices that were created against any unbilled activity, they would show up in this report as well. And another report too, if I were to duplicate this tab, go back to Reports and Accountant Reports, you'll see at the very bottom recurring template list. And this would show me all of my recurring templates. And again, you started under the gear icon, recurring transactions. The recurring transactions feature is available in QuickBooks Online Essentials and Plus.